A protest against Russia's bombing campaign. These Ukrainian women, children and elderly refugees have fled to southern France, where volunteers like Irina Burdell look after them. Irina from Ukraine herself has been living in France for a long time.
The war continues. The winter will be very, very hard, yet so much harder for people in Ukraine. That's why people keep coming here.
Oksana Basova, a kindergarten teacher, has been helping out too. She fled Kiev after the Russian invasion. Her husband, an engineer, is still there, fixing electrical infrastructure destroyed by Russia. Oksana's son Alexei knows his father is in great danger in Ukraine and that his mother faces hardship in France. But not all Ukrainian refugees along the Côte d'Azur find themselves in dire straits. In fact, some are very well off, living on the luxurious Cap Ferrat. These Ukrainian millionaires, billionaires and oligarchs are happy to flaunt their riches. Many are considered decades-long supporters of Putin and deemed deeply corrupt. Now, many frequent Monte Carlo's casinos. This summer, independent online media outlet Ukrainska Pravda revealed their identities, dubbing them the Monaco Battalion. Some were members of Ukraine's pro-Russia party, which was outlawed in the summer.
These people were not only part of the corrupt elite. They're also responsible for the war in Ukraine, because they called on Russia to come to Ukraine. In our view, they are truly responsible for this catastrophe.
Irina Burdell and Oksana Basova have no ties to these rich Ukrainians. The city of Nice has allowed the French Ukrainian Cultural Centre to use this property free of charge. Here, volunteers look after refugees, providing psychological counselling to children traumatised by war. Donations pile up next door, but the cultural centre needs plenty of space to look after Ukrainian children and teach them French. Outside, Ukrainian mothers and grandmothers wait in line to receive donations. They're allowed to come here once a week. Everyone is registered. Those in need can get private donations and groceries, paid for by the welfare state. Like a few cans of sardines. But is that enough to get through the entire week? The rich Ukrainians, meanwhile, relax on luxury boats or cruise around in expensive cars. In March, a Ukrainian anti-corruption blogger published this picture, reportedly showing $28 million and 1.3 million euros in cash. The picture was taken by Hungarian customs officers when the wife of a Ukrainian parliamentarian crossed into the EU. It's unclear why Ukrainian customs officers didn't catch her smuggling the money. Maybe this money indicates something larger is afoot. In the summer, Ukrainian parliamentarian Igor Abramovich was spotted on Cap Ferrat. He left Ukraine's pro-Russia party before it was banned and set up a network of Ukrainian parliamentarians abroad. Are Ukraine's old pro-Russian networks resurfacing in France? Igor Abramovich won't talk to Ukrainian media about this. In Kiev, where winter is set in, experts are closely watching these pro-Russian networks abroad. Alexander Salisenko is specialized in Ukrainian parliamentarians and their contacts.
According to Ukrainska Pravda, we can see former deputy head of the Economic Protection Department of the National Police on the right, beside Igor Abramovich.
Kiev investigators have called on European police authorities to track down 2 Ukrainian suspects. We speak to the spokeswoman of Ukraine's State Bureau of Investigation.
We are investigating and assessing if the citizens named in this journalistic report left the country legally, whether they were involved in laundering large sums of money. Our investors suspect this money was acquired through criminal deeds.
Experience so far shows that extraditions are unlikely in such cases.
A prospect the refugees in Nice's refugee centre find hard to accept.
Eventually, after the war, people will ask them what they did, and then they will have to be held accountable.
They hope to see these pro-Russia Ukrainians end up in jail and want to see the so-called Monaco battalions broken up.